Oh, it uses my channel banner when I don't put anything up. Oh, I like that. So yeah, I had I had a VPN on earlier because I was watching TV in other countries, and the VPN being on doesn't do great for streaming. So hopefully that is fixed. And then obviously when I cut the VPN, it cuts the stream. So I kind of like that it uses my channel banner as the thumbnail for things. And if the latency wants to be absolute crap tonight, then whatever. I'll just like bitch at the memes myself and post it as a normal video with a premiere so chat's on. Either one works. Or doesn't. I don't know. At least it's showing the right thing on the screen now. But does it move? That's the good question. I gotta stop that VPN from auto starting. You really don't need it all the time. Yeah, it's a matter of whether it'll stay back though. And if it doesn't, then whatever. I'll just do the other option, which is the instant premiere with chat on, and you can all just listen to me. Yeah, it looks like it's being kind of. There really isn't. I guess I could make one. There was an old Discord we made when we were trying with the golden USB to get Lucas to come on like a Discord and do like a group chat thing, but he was too fucking stupid to figure out how Discord worked. Guess I could open that back up again. I mean, the server is still there. There's just nobody in it. Yeah, this doesn't really seem to want to be updating anything. What the hell is going on with YouTube's latency tonight? Oh, why is it trying to stream in 1080? Jesus, my internet connection's not that fast. Hey, it finally flipped over to something else. Good, yeah, okay, so that's at least the picture I'm looking at. Wonderful. But, yeah, there's, what the hell is that Discord window? We called the Discord server Werner has no sausage. And that wasn't actually, that was kind of a dick joke, but it was mostly because it was created at the time when Lucas was trying to imply that he was related to the family that, like, does Werner sausage or something. And, like, nobody believed it. And then that company came out and said they, like, had no affiliation. Dumb as hell. Yeah, I can invite you to that one earlier. Put a link up when I make an invite to that thing, but I'll probably forget it's there, so I wouldn't expect for me to talk much in it. God, what is these faces that he makes? Again, he was like manic posting all day today. I had to turn off my note. Normally, I get notifications from him, but I got so many of them today for all these stupid memes. If your employees don't get an equal say, then your nation, by definition, is not a democratic republic. That's a non sequitur. Those are two unrelated thoughts. Those are two unrelated thoughts. But yeah, I can probably put like a link invite that doesn't expire up there. And I'm pretty sure Lucas has a Discord account. I just don't think he knows how to use it. But God, that would be funny to have him show up there. Yeah, this is slow as hell tonight. Oh well. I lost the one I was going to click on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm kind of watching it in the background to see when the image flips. Do I have these just like set to stay up here way too long? No, these aren't scenes. They should flip when I flip. They are not. Okay, well, whatever. I think he gave up on writing his story, to be honest. No, he's not related to German royalty. He's not related to the Werner meats people. He's not related to Werner. Werner is just like an extremely common last name. And I'm pretty sure all these people are just incredible that they're not related to him. Maybe I'll just pick an ugly Wern picture and leave it up as a static picture if they don't want to move through the memes today. Let's see what the worst one up here is. think he took like 3 selfies and just, oh god, he's smiling in that one. These are all pretty bad. Which ugly Werner face do we want to stare at? Spelled tattoos wrong in one meme. I really don't like that. See, I can't tell if him trying to be like pensive looking is the most unfortunate face to look at, or when he's trying to look like sad, or when he's smiling. I think I'm going to go with sad. Sad Werner. Sad Werner's going to be the one that gets to be up here. Oh, he's definitely bored out of his skull. He's mentioned that Malin Place basically has no, as he put it, enrichment. So he's basically like a zoo animal being kept in a shitty enclosure. The meme that I've got up that it'll eventually switch to is stupid, but he's trying to make a sad face and he looks terrible, so I'm just going to leave that picture up because apparently YouTube doesn't want to flip things nicely for me today. So we can just stare at one. At one, and I can just pop up into another window and laugh at his other memes because he doesn't know that account. He hasn't really posted any. Oh, it's probably dinner time there now, which is probably why he hasn't posted anything recently. But yeah, he's definitely going through another little manic phase again. Yeah, the latency is really weird. I thought it was maybe the VPN because that doesn't work great for streaming, and I didn't actually mean to have it on. But YouTube's latency is just like really shitty. Even on all 3 options, normal, low, and ultra low, it just sort of sticks. And this time I actually did check my uplink, and it's fine. So yeah, it's apparently just YouTube being stupid. At least you can hear me, which is doubly annoying because that tells me that it's actually working and it's just not refreshing what it should be refreshing when it should be refreshing it. Yeah, downlink is normal, but that doesn't really affect the streaming. I swear to God, if my uplink is bouncing all over the goddamn place again. No, my uplink is exactly where it's supposed to be for the tier I am subscribed to, and it is not bouncing. So, yeah, it's got to be something with YouTube or something between where I am and YouTube. Eventually, that screen will change to the meme that I have up, and it's just his ugly face sitting there. Yeah, it's like a good 10, 15 seconds behind like wherever I am. Whatever, not a big thing. But yeah, he's definitely gone into some sort of little manic phase, which I mean, those are kind of funny, and I should feel bad for saying that, but I don't because it's Lucas. Normally, you'd kind of be like, oh no, he's going to be in a depressive phase next, which, yeah, he's going to be in a depressive phase next, and oh, I enjoy those. But yeah, so when he gets on things like this, it usually means that he's had some kind of like medication breakthrough, like either his boredom or his mania or his just like pent up sexual frustration breaks through the meds keeping him calm. Um, I don't know how they're going to deal with that at Malin Place. I don't know if they have protocols to just like load him up on sedatives until he's back in a depressive funk again. Or if they will just take his phone away till he can act like a big boy again. Either way, it should be interesting if he goes dead for a few days when they took his phone away. Loses big boy privileges and everything. He's sort of like throws bits of the story in there, but I don't know if he's run out of ideas for the story or if he just doesn't like us making fun of it. Oh god, his mukbang videos are so gross. Like it's actually just kind of insulting that he can't even get a mukbang right. Like those are the easiest cash cow things to do, and he like can't even do a mukbang right. Like how Yeah, we got sad Wern face to look at because of the apparently fun lag I'm going through tonight. It's not really moving on YouTube side, so we don't get to flip through and see other. Yeah, it's still like way behind from where I am. Yeah, oh, it finally caught up. This is finally what's on my screen. That's a little more than 5 to 10 seconds there, YouTube. But hey, so we get to look at this face. This is the face we get to look at because that's the face we get to look at. Cool. Let me just take a peek in my DMs because I know he said some interesting stuff lately, and I want to see if there's anything I can mention without him knowing that it's me. It's mostly board game stuff that he posted. That's just mostly board game stuff that he posted and then he posted publicly after he posted it to me. So yeah, sometimes what he does in DMs is nothing even like that interesting. He just like posts a meme image like 5 or 10 minutes before he posts it publicly. I don't know if he's thinking that I'll maybe out myself by like posting it to Kiwi Farms before he posts it publicly, but I'm not that fucking stupid. And there's bits of his story in here that are actually in order, but it's the same stuff he's posted. Should jump back to the. He'd probably remember that too, but I've still got the logs from like the old accounts that he had. Um, the ones where he like threw an absolute fit when I proved him wrong about some scientific fact he'd given me. It wasn't even about telomeres. It was just about some sort of behavior in some kind of animal, and I'm like, hey, that's actually not correct. Here's your proof. And he lost his goddamn mind. He just went off on me for like an hour and then just started repeating, admit I'm right, admit I'm right, admit I'm right. I'm like, no, dude. Yeah, at least you have like an apartment with stuff that you can like do by yourself. Lucas has, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the inside of Malin Place. It is depressing. I mean, I feel bad for everyone but Lucas living there. I would say I feel bad. It's a fucking depressing place with nothing to do, and he can't go out walking because he's still got the one gimp foot from his diabetes. So he is absolutely miserable, and that makes me so happy. I can't even begin to describe how it couldn't happen to a better person. Like if anyone ever deserved to be stuck in a place like Malin Place, where they're being supervised, kept on a short leash, and have no extra spending money, it is definitely Lucas. He so deserves this. And I'm sure by spring when it warms up, he'll pop out. But I'm kind of waiting for the meltdown because he's gone through, and they haven't normally been. I wouldn't say they've not been this long, but they haven't been in this sort of a structured environment. He's been through what I would call like calm periods when he had his last apartment, and he was kind of boring through those. He would talk about board games. He would try to focus on things that didn't make him rage, and he just smoked a lot of weed, and then he couldn't afford the weed anymore. Apparently, it's like technically not allowed, but like nobody really enforces it, so he could go outside and smoke weed. But for a while, he had done a few videos where he was getting a little heated and wandering around the grounds of Malin Place, and then he stopped. My guess is that he stopped because the staff told him that he had to. Um, and he is potentially smart enough to know that he doesn't want to be outside and homeless for another winter because he did that last winter and that did not go very well for him. Um, and he knows he doesn't have anywhere else to go because he's got himself banned from all the shelters. God, that's an annoying facial expression. Can you believe he's 42? If you ran into this guy like on the street, or this like guy just sent you a picture and didn't tell you how old he was, would you think he was 42? Because I would think he was maybe I mean, if I'm being nice, he. Okay, so my ex is. How the fuck old am I? I'm 42. I'm 42. My ex is 21 years older than me. So my ex is in his mid 60s. Well, in their mid 60s. I probably shouldn't have said his. My ex isn't a guy. That was a little rude. I'm just thinking of old looking Lucas there, I guess. So ex is in their mid 60s. My ex has a lot of health problems and was a heavy smoker and a heavy drinker, and looks like they're damn near 80. Um, Lucas looks like he's probably around like 65 to 68 on a good day. Ain't nobody thinking he's 42. Like, if I didn't know what his date of birth was, I wouldn't believe him if he told me he was 42. I'd figure he was an old man. Depending on what Lucas does, like, I know people will link him to certain parts of these streams, so he can watch what he wants. You can tell he kind of skips around because of what he responds to. He had no responses to the stream that was just all the proof that he admitted to being a pedophile, so that was interesting. Actually, he couldn't reply to that. I have him blocked again. But he didn't bring it up. And he didn't comment. Actually, I haven't checked today, but the last I looked, he hadn't checked on Drag's post of it. So I think he's hoping if he ignores it, it'll go away. He For the foreseeable future, yeah, he's in an assisted living facility. It's designed for people who have special like cognitive and mental health needs. Um, and Lucas is blackballed from government housing in Spokane because of how he behaved at his last government sanctioned house. He's never going to be able to rent, not even month to month, because he has such a big eviction history. He has a criminal record. He has a history of not having a job and being homeless. Now he's obviously got SSI, so he would be paying with his rent for that. But he's got that history of being homeless, of being disruptive, of being disorderly, of being evicted, of trying to blackmail neighbors, of harassing neighbors, of evictions. He wouldn't be able to find a landlord that would take him. Not even I can't even imagine even the shittiest landlord here that does month to month. I doubt they would take him. They wouldn't. But yeah, Malin Place is licensed as like a long term care facility for people with like mental and cognitive disabilities or something like that, and it's pretty permanent. They take his so prior to this, when he had like an actual apartment, he had a state payee that took enough out of his paycheck to make sure that his rent got paid and that his utilities and his bills got paid. And then he got the rest to do what he wanted with, and then he had his EBT card to get food with. And now, Malin Place takes everything, but I think like 75 bucks out of his check, and he spends 50 some on his phone bill, so he has like 15 bucks a month extra just for him, and he doesn't get EBT anymore because Malin Place provides him with food. So basically, Lucas gets $15 a month, and I don't know if he still has the payee, but everything is going to Malin Place. So he's basically in this kind of hole that he's never going to be able to get out of, because even if he did save all of his little $15 a month, it would take him years to save up enough for even just a deposit, let alone a deposit in first months on an apartment. Did you find your second bone, puppy? You having a good time? Okay, I'll let you go back to chewing. But yeah, it's pretty permanent. If he gets out, I would assume if he leaves. What? We don't go out that door. You don't need to go out the front door. All I can see are your big ears from here. We'll ring the bell if you need to go out. But no, he would probably have to go back to having a payee if he got out of there. And he still wouldn't be able to find housing, because the problem with them finding him housing was when he threatened to report those neighbors for dealing if they didn't give him a girl to rape, he got blackballed. Okay, dog is ringing the potty bells, so I have to go let him out. I'll be right back. All right. Let's go outside. You get mine up or something? Yes, I know. Thank you for letting me go. Go outside. Go outside. Here's a whole bowl of ice cubes for you. That took a while, and he wanted to chew on ice, so we stopped to fill him up a bowl of ice cubes. He's still teething, so that was fun. Now I get to listen to a dog chew on ice, and I hate that sound. But yeah, as far as I know, he's going to stay in Malin Place for a while. I kind of hope in spring he loses it and is just gone. Because honestly, that would be funny if he decides to walk in spring because he can't think far enough ahead to realize winter actually comes again. And he's in one of those. So when he goes in these phases, he's in his anti-capitalism phase now, that usually will swing back around to the usual women won't fuck me because they're bigots thing. But my guess is after this manic phase here, he's going to go into a depressive funk where we might not actually hear from him for a while. Sometimes when he gets into those depressive funks, he kind of goes social media dark. You might be able to get at him through DMs, asking him if he's doing okay, how are things going, shit like that. But a lot of times he just goes completely dark, and he'll come back and he's just like, yeah, I was really depressed. I didn't feel like talking to anybody. My life sucks. We know your life sucks. But sometimes with the manic phases that he's in, sometimes we get the fun rages before he goes into the depressive or forcibly admitted little scenarios. So I'm kind of hoping for that, but since it's still winter, I'm pretty sure Lucas doesn't typically come to watch these things. I would normally see him if he's in chat, but he's not showing up as being in here. If you see him, go for it and let me know, because he has me blocked, so I wouldn't be able to see him anyway. Oh, right, the Elk Kingdom of $1 million or 100,000 or whatever it is. It's not even the thing that's the least impressive part about that stupid Elk Kingdom is that it's not even a private herd. If it was a private herd that his dad owned, that might be worth some money, but it's a state-owned herd. You have to have a permit to hunt them. You can't just go out and shoot an elk on daddy's property. That's a state-owned herd. But yeah, if Lucas does show up, I'm not going to be able to see him because he has me blocked like the little bitch he is. Which is interesting to me because he's perfectly happy to talk about me, just not where he thinks I can see it, and I always see it. I don't think he realized it, and it's super funny if he didn't realize, but he still goes on the Outcast Owls podcast because he's convinced that those guys are his friends. And since he has me blocked, he doesn't see the little blue wrench by my name in that chat, and I'm sure that would really piss him off. But they all they'd have to do is say "Oh, we're just trolling," and he would buy it, because anytime they're mean to him, because I've asked him about it, as one of the 2 or 3 concerned friends he has, don't you think these guys are being a little bit mean to you? He's like, no, they're just messing around. That's how guys mess around, sweetheart. And I'm like, yeah, that's how guys mess around. In terms of Lucas's own general life, yeah, permanently being in Malin Place is the best option for him. It's boring, but it's stability. It makes sure he's getting fed, that he's getting the medical care that he needs, but he can't do anything he wants to do, so he's not going to be happy there, and he's probably going to try to get himself out of it. But you're realistically a group home setting where he is forced to take his meds and forced to, behave and go to therapy and learn how to act like a fucking adult. Yeah, that's obviously going to be what's best for him. What's best for Lucas is usually not what Lucas wants. Surprise, surprise, because he is a giant child. I got sick of looking at that picture, and I'm kind of flipping around his Instagram, but the lag between